Yeah.
Hello, Vishwas.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, you can turn on your camera.
Yeah. Bye, ma'am.
Yeah, hi. So let's start the session.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, sure.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. So we have Vishwas here to share his experience and insight with us, and also give us some inspirational words to aspiring data scientist. So Vishwas, good to have you here.
Good to have you too, ma'am.
Yeah. So you can introduce yourself. So let us know like what was your educational background and how did you
Yeah.
got placed.
Yes, ma'am. Myself, Vishwas, UK. So I've graduated in the year 2021. So my graduation was in the mechanical engineering. So after that, after my graduation, I joined the post-graduation program of data science, that is PGP in data science, which I joined in DataMites. So it was almost 1.5 years. So after that, I was successfully placed as a data scientist in ISDC. So it is nothing but International Skill Development Corporation, which where the head office is at Buckingham, which is in London. So right now I'm working as a research analyst over there, as a part of data scientist role also.
Okay, so that's good, quite a good inspiring journey. So from
Yeah.
mechanical engineering to data science. So
Yes,
what
ma'am.
actually inspired you towards data science?
Ma'am, what actually inspired me to the data science, because I was very well, I was wanted to learn the skills which is related to the artificial intelligence. So I wanted to be a part of AI. So right now in the market, AI was in the high demand. I thought of going to the Java, but at the same time, I got to know that this DevOps and data science are the high holding jobs and high holding technologies which is coming in the market so far. So now, which is having very good package as well, and the
Okay,
skills. So that's the reason which motivated me to join to the data science. So it was not basically for the data science. I wanted to get knowledge and skilled up with artificial intelligence. That was the main reason why I joined DataMites course in the DataMites.
okay. So when you joined DataMites, you was a fresher, right?
Yes, ma'am. When joined, I had no background in the coding part or in the database language, so I was
Okay,
completely fresher. So after joining here, I learned this one, all the necessary skills which I was set by the DataMites team. So I followed them rigorously. At the
okay.
end of the day, it gave me a sweet result, ma'am.
So coming from non-programming background, do you find difficult learning Python? So
Yes, ma'am.
most of the people are very scared, right, to
Mm,
learn programming language. But
mm.
uh, some again find it easy. It's all comes with practice, and you need to put a lot of effort. So how do you felt when you learn Python?
Ma'am, Python, yeah, during my initial course, I find it difficult only. So
Okay,
during initial course, learning Python and learning through this machine learning, learning through the SQL, and learning deep learning part, and at the same time scaling up to this dashboards, that is Power BI and Tableau. All at a time, it was like hectic for me initial days.
okay,
So I couldn't manage all the things at the same time. For example, if I was learning for Python, I was not able to give time to the SQL part. If I was learning SQL, I was not able to give the time for the machine learning part. At the same time, if I learning deep learning, I was not able to give the time to the Python part. So yes, it initially takes time to learn. So once you're at least if you give 2 hours a day, then things go easy in hand. So it takes almost 1 year to get perfect in all the skills. So
okay,
after that, you're ready to the market. So minimum it takes 1 year, ma'am, for the fresher. So it's completely from a non-technical band. At least you should need a 1 year.
okay.
At the
So
same time,
how?
I also wait, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah.
At
Please
the same
proceed.
time, I was working, ma'am. So I was working in a mechanical field. So at the
Oh,
same time working, and I joined the night classes, which was almost started from 8 to 11. So I have to
okay.
work, and at the same time I have to do this post graduation course. I have to listen to the class from 8 to 11. So it was quite hectic for me, but yeah, I followed rigorously, but sometimes I was not able to give a dedicated time. But even after that weekends, I used to watch the playlist completely and used to practice. So yeah, for a fresher who is from non-technical board, the person should at least require minimum 1 year of time.
That's good. So, with full determination, you have been placed in this job.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it's an MNC as well as it's a company from UK London.
That's
So they
really good.
so that's the package is also quite good.
Okay.
So I was happy that I made it such a successful transition towards data science.
Okay. We are very happy for you.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
any
And thanks.
specific challenges you faced, especially during the interview process? Like, how was your interview?
Interview process, ma'am. First, it was like first there will be Python round. So there will be a coding round first. Like they'll give at least 4 programs. You are talking about the mock interview or my company interview, ma'am?
In company interview.
Yeah. In the company interview, there was one coding round. So
Okay.
one Python round, then one demo session was there, like where I have to. They were used to check. They usually wanted to check my communication skills. At the same time, they used to see my presentation skills. And one they asked about deep learning part quite. So they
Okay.
asked some CNN architecture and with forward propagation and backward propagation. And they asked the differences between the decision tree and the random forest.
Okay.
So first it
What
was
about
basically Python. First it was
okay.
basically Python round. Then they jumped into the machine learning basics of machine learning. Then
Okay.
afterwards they jumped into advanced deep learning part.
Okay. So not much into database management or
No, nothing related to database and data dashboards.
okay. So how long you're working here in
No,
ISDC?
ma'am. Actually, I got an offer just a week back.
Oh, okay.
So
You're about to
and
join.
yeah, I'm about to join the institution.
Okay, okay.
So there and Monday is my joining over there.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And thanks for Nikhil sir, Kalpana ma'am, and of course the CEO. Always supportive throughout my
Okay,
journey.
okay. So, how
Yeah.
do you how was your experience with DataMites? How did you find the syllabus? Was it well composed? Like how do you see that it something was missing or whether whatever was expected in the market? Did you learn everything here?
Yes, ma'am. Whatever expected in the market, most of the syllabus they have covered in depth, but so some little deep learning part they have only covering till basics. They have not touched till the advanced part. So
Okay,
I will compared to that, then Python, SQL, machine learning, everything, and then Power BI, Tableau, all these are covered in depth.
okay.
So it was very good
So
experience.
actually, yeah. So deep learning is mostly comes in AI course. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. AI course also, yeah. But I was the I took only CDS course, that was certified
Okay.
data scientist, and at the same time, but many I have seen from the many toppers like the certification is not that useful. The IBAC certificate which you are giving,
Okay.
and many I have learned I've seen a suggestion of many toppers saying that this IBAC certification is not that useful, or certification which you have done in the course is not useful.
See,
But
certification is basically to give you an entry, right?
yes, ma'am.
End
Yes,
of the
yes,
day,
yes,
the knowledge is what they look for.
yes, ma'am.
What you
But
have learned, what you have gained, right? That's what going to speak.
yes, ma'am. But
Yes.
I would say like certification also important part of the course. Please
Yes.
don't neglect that, because end of the day the person or the company will get to know only through the certification courses. Even
Yes,
though
exactly.
your interview is done, even though your interview all the technical interview is done, at the end of the day when you'll be having a certificate which is certified internet, which is nothing but internationally certified data scientist certificate which you are giving. So which is valid all throughout the world. It's not like it is only valid towards India or within the state. So it is valid all over the world and all over the globe, I would say. So please, my simple suggestion to all the fellow aspirants is like, please do the certification course very clearly. I have seen many of the students of my batch and my colleagues also and my friends also, they just ignored the certification part. So certification is also important at the same time. You should be technically good at the same time. So I did certification course very thoroughly, ma'am. No matter what, I took 2 times, 3 times test. Uh,
Okay.
because at the end of the day, company is getting to know that you're certified, that you're skilled only through certification. And the certification you guys are providing, it is like all over available to the
Yes,
globe. I mean, it's a global certificate.
that's a valid point actually.
So
So
that I would say.
that gives you an entry. When many people are there
Yes,
who
ma'am.
doesn't have certification, and when someone has, that really attracts, right, the people. Fine. So,
But
in
this
addition
certificate
to
was an
technical,
added advantage. Yes, ma'am.
yes, exactly,
Yes, this certificate was an added
correct.
advantage towards
So,
my.
what do you do?
Hello.
Yes, please proceed. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. This certification. Yes, ma'am. This certification was an added advantage to my current company. So they saw the certification. Actually, there will be background verification of all the certification which we have. So there's a BGV team regularly watching over all your mass cards, all your courses which you have done. So once they were inspired by certification and they were ready to give my job, and as well as the interview was also good.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what all area you were strong? So,
I'm
Python
good
was
at
new to
yes,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, how good you were in machine learning?
Yes. First of all, I'll take the students, fellow aspirants from the beginning part of my journey. So first 2 months I completely dedicated to this database and Python language. So first what I did is I listened to the class thoroughly and I practiced from the Python programming through Geeks for Geeks Learn. For example, if the class today is done on least part, I would go to the Geeks for Geeks, and I would completely search the programs from the least part, that is from the data structure. Then I'll see all the programs of the least part. For example, adding first element, adding second element, removing all the elements from the list. Then I would at the same time I used to make my own notes of the list. At the same time, I used to be a part of SQL also. SQL also I was practicing in the same way. I had my SQL workbench. So whatever the queries which have been taught in the class, I've been thoroughly writing in the workbench. So starting 2 months, I completely dedicated to this Python and SQL part, which I made my foundation very strong. Then after that, 1 month, I completed dedication to the machine learning part. So then after that, then the basics of deep learning, which is thoroughly taught in the DataMites. So this was my experience in DataMites. But though I didn't give much time towards this Power BI and Tableau, that is data visualization, anyhow, which you can learn, which you can learn in one week or 2 week maximum. So yeah,
Okay.
when it comes to machine learning, I'm very much interested. I completed the course very thoroughly.
Okay.
Yes.
So, how many interviews did you give before you got placed in ISDC?
Ma'am, I have given more than two, three. You can say at least four interviews I have given.
Okay.
So
So,
my weak areas were in the coding part only. I was lacking in the coding part only. So I was
okay.
very good sounded in the technical part where whenever they ask questions asked from the machine learning, deep learning, or the database management, I was ready to do it. But when you used to come to the coding part, I was very much nervous. So after I did a thorough practice of Python in my laptop, then I was able to crack the interview.
Okay. Can you explain me like what you're doing currently? I mean, what is expected from you to do? Like they must
Yes,
have
ma'am.
given you the job description and they must have explained you what you're going to do, right? So,
Yes, ma'am. So currently they have given me role of research analyst.
okay.
So it's a part of like a data. Actually, I'm working in an education skill corporation program which is located in US. So it is known as ISDC. There I've been
Okay.
assigned the role of research analyst. So research analyst in the sense they'll give the lump sum amount of data of all the students who are present in the US universities and the UK universities. So basically, I have to check the performance of the student by using CNN and this one machine learning algorithms.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Python is very important.
Yeah, Python is very important. If you want to jump into data science, you should be good at Python and SQL.
Okay. So from which platform you got more calls? Like you must have uploaded your profile in job portals and all, right? So how basically, you were searching for jobs, and from where did you get more calls or more, attention?
Yes, ma'am. From the when you come to the job portal, I think Indeed and LinkedIn played a major role in my career.
Okay.
So at the same time, the DataMites team also provided good amount of opportunities.
Okay.
So if you clear the mock interview, at least they'll give 4 to 5 in hand. So
Okay.
so even if you just complete the course, DataMites team is always there to help you in the placement part. So you don't have to worry about the placement part. But at the same time, I don't say the students to completely rely on the DataMites part only. Keep applying on other platform job portals like Naukri, LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster. So keep applying once your course are done, or once you're done with the two capstone projects. Keep make a proper resume, uh, and keep applying at the other job portals, and stay in touch with the DataMites placement team also.
Let's see if we have any question from others. Okay. So far, no questions. Fine. So what advice would you like to give to other students who
So,
wants to have a career in data science?
yes, so those who want to give a want to switch onto the career to the data science or towards the artificial intelligence, I think DataMites would be a best platform they can jump into, because the cost fee they are providing in the market is absolutely very less, and it's very reliable. And also the teachers are very technically sounded guys. They have been teaching for almost 10 to 15 years, so you can reach out to them at any point of time. And actually, and Wednesday and Saturdays, I think there will be a doubt solving session. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to them. And at last, I would give simple suggestion to all the students is, like, be very much thorough with your capstone projects and the client projects. So if you're very much thorough with your capstone and the client projects, then the concept become much easier for you. So for example, they never are going to ask any coding part from the machine learning part, but there may be they may ask, for example, if you come to the machine learning, there are two technique of converting categorical into numerical, label encoding and one-hot encoding. So both sound similar, but the coding part and the technically part is both are different. So when it comes to where there may be a chance that interviewer might ask what is the difference between one-hot encoding and standard encoding. So when it comes to capstone projects, please do it thoroughly, no matter what. At the same time, like never go out of touch with the Python and SQL, because those are the primary part. If you're good at Python and the SQL part, then only this machine learning is going to be easy. If you're not good at the Python, then the machine learning part will be like hectic for you guys. And please daily at least spend 2 hours a time to the apart from the listening skills, apart from these classes also, just uh, do 2 hours of practice by your own, or sitting at your home or sitting at your office, you can do that. And for the each part, for example, there will be 5 sections they'll be teaching. For example, they'll start with Python, they'll start with SQL, they start with Power BI, they start with advanced Excel, they start with deep learning and basics of deep learning. So for each part, make your own short notes. So if you ask me, entire SQL part, I made it only for 5 pages. So entire SQL, it was only for 5 pages. At the same time, I made my Python notes for almost about 10 pages. And the same machine learning part also, I made it for only 10 pages. I practiced it so that I can revise at the end of the moment. So if you make the short note, that will be very much helpful. So please make your own short notes after the classes are done. So this is a small suggestion I would like to give to all the fellow aspirants sitting over there. So please make your short notes and keep practicing thoroughly, and keep giving number of mock interviews as much as your confidence, and at least keep coding Python coding for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Daily practice five Python codes through various web sources we have. Like for example, you can go for HackerRank, Geeks for Geeks. So keep in touch with the Python part. So yeah, at the end of the day, I would say, like if you come to the data science field now, there will be Many of the aspirants they look for the salary itself. I would definitely say salary you're getting is better than the Java developers or the testers. You're getting more salary compared to them. So salary part is not a part, but at the same time you have to be like very much thorough. You should be disciplined towards your course. If you're disciplined towards your course, end of the day it will let you join in a good company. No matter it's an MNC or no matter it's a startup, be thorough with all the courses part and keep doing all the capstone projects and keep completing all the assessments regularly in time and on time. So I would say please join DataMites at the end of the day because they're providing the course for reliable cost, which a normal people can easily afford compared to the other institutes. That was the main reason why I joined DataMites, and as well as the teachers are very good expert in their domain. They have been teaching for almost 10 to 15 years. So this is a small advice I always give to the fellow aspirants. So if you have any questions about this, you can ask me.
Thank you so much, Vishwas. So, a lot of information you have shared. I hope this will be really helpful for the people who are planning to switch over to data science or
Yes, ma'am.
maybe data analytical field. So, many congratulations for your achievement, right?
Thank
So,
you, ma'am.
your journey is truly inspiring for aspiring data scientist.
Yes, ma'am.
So, we wish you continued success, okay, in your career path.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, all the best for your
Yes,
future.
ma'am. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. And I would at last I want to congratulate. Thank you for Kalpana ma'am. At the same time, Nikhil sir and Ashok sir. So they were been the backpillar throughout my support.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
they
so much, Vishwas.
thank you, ma'am.